Hi guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing episode 9 of season 2 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. We're getting right into it today. We don't time for any games. This episode is titled The Hunt. That sounds a little weird, but I kinda like it. Alright, I have to make this review super quick. So at Area 62, the Void family is finished making a new general. Snag Guy. He was foreshadowed from episode 8. I'm not gonna lie, but his voice is kinda whack. Anyway, Void Queen tells him to use his power to capture the Rangers. After we see her laughing, Tarek morphed as Void Knight is seen watching behind a wall, but after he knocks down what looks like an eye patch to me, everybody sees him. Wreckmate tries to fire his cannon beams or whatever they are at him, but he teleports away. Void Queen tells him not to worry and that Tarek can't run forever. Skipping ahead a bunch, the Rangers teleport to a warehouse and Void Knight appears in front of them. He drops down his Void Saber and tells him that he's not here to fight. Well, they should know that by now. That's actually something he kinda says. After Zato asks if he had got the sporks he stole, he tells him about Snag Guy. Then, he tells them that Void Queen's his wife and gives off some backstory as to what happened to her and how he wanted to leave Earth and stuff. Zato gets pissed and basically doesn't trust him. After Void Knight tells everybody that if they choose to let him help then, he'll be here. When I say here, I mean the warehouse. Zato yells about how they don't want his help. Even though he's acting like a douchebag because of all of this, I love this moment. Because it shows that he can be really cautious about some evil people. Well, people who aren't evil anymore and need you to believe that. Anyway, Javi teleports away with him so he can chill out. I mean Zato needs to chill out. Not Javi. Just to be clear. Skipping ahead a little more, Snag Guy shows up and slashes Amelia and Ollie right after Amelia contacts Zato for backup. They then get trapped in his red, orange, and green chessboard buckle pocket. The same thing happens to Ion and Izzy after they use their Sprint Dino Key / Sprint Boost Sleeve and Electro Dino Key / Electro Battle Armor power-ups. Before they do, Izzy says that they need to regroup. Before she and Ion get trapped in the pocket, she says, "Aw, nuts." That line was my favorite from this episode. Zato and Javi teleport away after a box gets sucked into Snag Guy's pocket. Inside of Snag Guy, Ion tries using the Gold Fury Blade Blaster to get out, but accidentally kills the box. A few minutes after they're in the base with Solon, Zato gets sucked into Snag Guy's pocket after he and Javi teleport back to the warehouse and see Void Knight. Then, Javi does his first solo morph sequence. Pretty cool. After this, he and Void Knight start attacking Snag Guy, basically working together. After Zato sees what's going on, he says that Void Knight's on their side after all. Javi activates the Shield Dino Key and Shield Boost Sleeve while fighting, but gets slashed by Snag Guy, being sucked into his pocket. It's up to Void Knight now. That's actually something Javi says. Then a few minutes later, Void Knight charges at Snag Guy and punches his pocket. The pocket starts sparking inside. Snag Guy starts glitching out while calling Void Knight a traitor. Then Izzy and Ollie says some lines that actually made me laugh. Mostly, Izzy's lines.
Is this good or bad? It's my first time inside a robot and it better be the last!
You're inside a Megazord twice a week!
Those don't count, dude! Look!
A hole pops out and Zato runs in it, escaping. Void Knight demorphs back into Tarek and says that he can't fight anymore and that Zato has to defeat Snag Guy. His unnamed shield turns into the Dino Knight Morpher Enki. He says that he found them long ago and used their power to create a suit. He says in the hands of a ranger, they'll be even stronger. Snag Guy goes back to normal off-screen while this happens and shows up behind the two rangers. That's right. I'm counting Void Knight as a Dino Fury Ranger. And since his Sentai counterpart was, he is too. Zato tells Tarek to go and Snag Guy does an energy slash at him. He morphs while the explosion happens. Or actually before it does. I don't know. I can't describe it. He tells him that he underestimated the power of the Morphin Grid. The power of Dino Fury. But it's never too late to learn. Now it's time for his next lesson. That's when he uses the Dino Knight Morpher Enki to unlock his Batlaser. The Dino Knight Morpher
Armor.
This is the dopest Batlaser I've ever seen. That's mostly because of how cool it was in Sentai. Anyway, Snag Guy takes his mask off so he can defeat him with his own eyes. I don't even know he could do that. Oh wait. Yes, I did. Because I saw that happen in Sentai. Speaking of that, we'll get onto that when I'm finishing reviewing this plot. During this epic fight, Zato adds the Gravy and Freeze Dino keys into the Dino Night Morpher and does an attack called the Gravy Freeze on Snag Guy, which hammers him on the head and freezes him in ice. Then, he activates the finisher, the Dino Night Strike, and kills Snag Guy. While he dies, Snag Guy says that he can't believe that he was defeated by a teenager. Okay, that's not true. Zato is 65 million years old. He just looks like a teenager. Wait, that's not true. Isn't his actor like 30? I don't know. Anyway, he tries to tell him to tell Void Queen something, but fails as he explodes to death. The other Rangers get free from Snag Guy's pocket. Tarek tells the other Rangers his name and says that there's so much more to tell him. But before he can walk over to them, Void Queen shows up and teleports him away with her. Aw, man. After we see some stupid stuff including Jane, Jayborg and some magician happen, the Rangers start talking about how they own Tarek and how he might need their help since he seemed pretty freaked out for when Void Queen showed up. They all wonder where she had taken him and what's she gonna do next, and the episode ends. I love this episode. It was so good. Zato gets his Batlaser, and Tarek is finally a Dino Fury Ranger. But I have major issues with how they did the story arc. Just try to follow on as much as you can. In Ryusoulger, Tarek's main counterpart was a guy named Nada. Nada was originally a student of Master Black alongside Bomba, the Black Ranger of Ryusoulgers, with the intention of becoming Ryusoul Green. However, he was passed over for the position in favor of Bamba's younger brother, Towa. Then he became the apprentice of Master Red. Nada originally thought of Ryusoul Red as the group leader, and sought to become on due to believing his high performance in battle would gain him the position. Unfortunately, these thoughts are what didn't get him chosen as a Ryusoulger, and he soon began going on a quest to find a place in the world. That's when he encountered co-esquire of Master Red, who did become Ryusoul Red. Nada attempted to pass on his ideas, but he only realized his foolishness after retrieving one of the Zords/Mecha of the season, Kishiryu Chibigaru. After being rejected as Ryusoul Red, Nada began looking for a way to prove everyone wrong, eventually hitting upon the use of Gaisoul Garmor, scouring the cosmos before being led to planet Nemesis. The Gaisoul Garmor is what Void Knight's suit is. Shortly after Toba and Bomba defeated the main antagonist of Super Sentai's strongest battle, Rita, who was the user of the Gaisoul Garmor in that moment, on planet Nemesis, the Gaisoul Garmor was scattered on the remains battlefield. Nada, who mysteriously was also on the planet, took Gaisoul's helmet from the flames and left with it. Wearing the armor, he eventually gained Master Green's memories. Although he became an unbeatable warrior thanks to the armor, the sheer violence of it all made him find it less fun than he had hoped. Skipping ahead a little, he appeared in episodes 12 and 13 of Ryusoulger. In episode 20, he aided Towa. He never showed his face until episode 26 for when he encountered the Ryusoulgers. After that episode, he started to become one of their allies. But around episodes 29, 30, 31, and 32, Nada eventually reached the point where he could not control Gaisoul and the armor subsequently possessed him. During episode 32 in his new vessel, Gaisoul finds the Ryusoulgers, who were engaged in battle with Gachirius and the Jack-o'-lantern Minosaur. Gaisoul interrupts the battle with a savage assault, forcing the villains to retreat. With only the Ryusoulgers remaining, the heroes made a valiant attempt to free Nada. Using the Dashin Soul and Dashin armor, Towa managed to weaken Nada enough to bait Gaisoul into abandoning Nada's body for a new host. The Blue Ranger of the Ryusoulgers, Melto, assists by having the Jack-o'-lantern Minosaur use its candy beam powers to extract the hatred from the Gaisoul Garmor, forcing Gaisoul to seek another host. Attempting to possess Go, the armor was restrained by the other Ryusoulgers, allowing the hatred within the armor to be completely dispelled in shower of rainbow rain. After this, Nada is in full control of the Gaisoul Garmor and can use it to become part of the Ryusoulger, the 7th Ranger. But, in episode 33, Nada's last fight would be against Yuden, Snag Guy's counterpart. Ko and the other Ryusoulgers had been imprisoned inside a pocket dimension located in Yuden's chessboard buckle, and Nada manages to headbutt the buckle, allowing Ko to escape. Unfortunately, he ends up impaling himself on Yuden's blade in the process. As Nada succumbed to his wound, his body and spirit reformed as the Max Ryusoul, and the Gaisoul Garmor changes into the Max Ryusoul Changer, which basically outright kills him. But this allows Ko to avenge him by killing Yuden as Max Ryusoul Red, his Batlaser form. At the end of the episode, a few hours after Nada's death, one of the Ryusoulger allies that they kinda live with, UI finds a video that Nada had recorded at some unspecified time. In it, he announces that he's thinking of going away to train for a while. He compliments each member of the Ryu soldiers and once again, thanks them for saving him from the Gaisal Garmer. The Ryu soldiers raise their swords and salute to him as the sun sets. I think his death kinda has an issue with Ko using the bat laser form in episode 34. I have no idea. He appears in a flashback. Nada does however return 14 episodes later in episode 47, the penultimate episode of the show. But he only appears in a dream. After the final battle against the main antagonist of the show, Iraz, Ko set up a proper grave for Nada at the Cliffs of Trials. By the way, in the finale, the Ryu soldiers end up losing their powers to transform after their Zords. The Kashiryu get sealed in Iraz. Then Ko dies by getting stabbed by Iraz. He does get revived, though. They do get them back after they kill Iraz, but lose them again.
Anyway, back to Ko. He sets up a proper grave for Nada at a place called the Cliffs of Trials. He leaves the Max Ryu Soul Changer by it since it's the only arsenal to still have its power, due to the fact it's Nada's spirit empowering it and not the Kashiryu. Ko approached the tomb and changer, which reacted and created Nada's spirit in front of Ko, who smiles to see his lost friend once again.
So, it's possible that Nada is still alive. Or that he can be brought back to life. And I know I don't do cursing much on this channel, but I think I should let my actual voice say some stuff.
So my question is, why the fuck doesn't Dino Fury just do it everything like that? Like where Tarek dies and can basically come back as a spirit in the finale. They turned a really good 8-episode story arc where an ally of one show goes from a villain to a hero into a 3-episode story arc where the villain of this show goes from a villain to a hero all because his wife becomes evil and wants to destroy Earth while he just wants to leave and spend the rest of their life together. I mean, it's a great idea, but why couldn't Simon Bennett and all of the other people who work on this show just try to do what happened in Real Soldier by keeping all of the stuff they did for these episodes? And this goes for episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 too. Well, not 7, technically. I just think that the Smash Dino Key, Smash Battle Armor, Pocket Smash, and Baby Pocket Zords should have been introduced in episode 2 for when Wreckmate came back instead of having that stupid Dino Fury cycle. I also think that the Fly Sporks Beast should have been introduced after that, and at least be given a name. The Terra Free Zord could have had a pit mode and actually talk so it can be like a Zord ally to the Rangers at most times and help or have something to say. In episode 31 of Real Soldier, where his Sentai counterpart became Kishiyu Pterodon, that could have been done in this show. We also could have learned some more on the ancient Dino Fury Rangers. And maybe learned that the first Green Ranger was a host and became controlled of the Void Knight suit. Heck, I thought that was what they were going to do for Tarek. Also, Dragon Slash should have been introduced in episode 5, even though I love his suit. Squash Spike could have appeared in episode 8. Why was he introduced so early in the season when his counterpart was introduced towards the end of the story arc in Japan? I just don't... Look, I know you guys are probably going to be mad at me in the comments for saying all of this, and you probably won't care. Don't get me wrong, I love how most of the plots for these episodes went, but they could have been done that way I just explained. When this season of the show came out, I just thought they would copy and paste stuff from Sentai, and I would love if they did that because I love Real Soldier. My opinions had changed a little bit after I saw some of the endgame episodes, but I still stayed strong in liking the whole show. Plus, I plan on not watching the first and final episodes of the show so I can try collecting all of the Real Soldier stuff for when I get older and try mimicking / copying scenes of stuff the characters do in each episode and kind of pretend I was there with them. Same with 2 other Japanese shows that I think you guys know about. Well, not really those ones. Anyway, I just don't like how they mixed up the episodes and monsters from Real Soldier with some of these Dino Fury episodes. I never thought deeply into all of that for when I first started watching these season 2 episodes up until just now, or a few days for when I started rewatching them to do these reviews. Now, it just doesn't feel right. I know a lot of you guys who are going to watch this video soon will probably get super mad at me in the comments and probably unsubscribe to my channel. But this is my channel and I do and say what I want, even if I get a copyright claim or a strike. You can totally kill me, make fun of me, and set comments for whatever randomly weird video I upload, including on stuff like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I have a lot of TikTok accounts I didn't even know I still had, up until this year came up. Anyway, or in the real world if you're somebody I know from school who's watching this, but most of the time, I won't care. All I can say is that I am me, and I would never want to be anyone but me. I deserve an award for that. Alright, Robot Boys, take it away.
There we go. That's all I really have to say. This episode was really good, but could have been done better. The only other non-Ryu soldier issue that I have with it is that it's mostly about Ghost and crap now. The stuff Amelia tries to catch. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'm sorry that I made this video really long now. I wasn't trying to, but I had all of this in my hand that I had to say. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of my new videos. In my spare time, I'll review episode 10 next. Anyways, with all of that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next random video I'll post. Bye.